I wake up at 6 a.m. most mornings, not because I have to, but because I've chosen to. Meditation, movement, morning tea, the quiet hours of the morning before the day gets busy and the world makes its demands. My schedule is regimented. Work commitments, fitness time, time with my kids, social events, personal practice. Some people may see discipline and think restriction, but I see it as devotion. I am an integrated warrior, always have been, but that doesn't mean the battle gets easier. Right now, in fact, I'm fighting on two fronts. The first, for more time with my children, navigating the complexities of co-parenting with someone who sees the situation differently than I do. My second battle is more subtle, more insidious. The gap between who people think I am and who I actually am. The projections, the assumptions, the social distortion that comes with being visible in spiritual community and men's workspaces. Both battles require the same medicine, clarity, discipline, and the courage to act even when the path isn't clean. This is the energy of Mars, the warrior planet, and this month we step fully into its fire. Mars in Vedic Astrology is the planet of will and actions, and in Vedic Astrology, Mars is known as Mangala, or Kuja, the commander of the celestial army, the planet of action, courage, and righteous anger. Mars doesn't wait for permission. He doesn't second guess. And when Mars energy is clear and integrated, it moves with purpose, with conviction, and unwavering direction. But Mars isn't just about external battles. The true warrior path, as the Bhagavad Gita teaches, begins within. It's all about confronting your own avoidance, your own shadow, your own capacity for harm, and choosing responsibility over righteousness. Mars rules Aries, the initiator, and Scorpio, the transformer, and he governs the third house in Vedic astrology, the house of courage, communication, siblings, and short journeys. This is where we find our voice, where we learn to speak our truth even when it's uncomfortable, where we take the first brave step into the unknown. The third house asks, do you have the courage to say what needs to be said, to take the action that integrity demands? Here's what most people get wrong about warrior energy. You see, most people think it's about aggression, dominance, winning at all costs. But the truest warriors, the ones I know, the ones who've walked through fire and come out the other side, aren't the loudest voices in the room. They're the ones who've learned to discern when to act and when to hold back, when to fight and when to surrender, when to speak and when to listen. I think about Arjuna on the battlefield in the Bhagavad Gita. He's a warrior who doesn't want to fight, not because he's afraid of death, but because he sees the consequences of his actions. He's paralyzed by the moral weight of what he's about to do. Krishna's teaching isn't stop feeling, it's act anyway. This is conscious action, moving from clarity rather than compulsion, acting in alignment with your values even when every option feels impossible. People see my schedule and sometimes ask, doesn't that feel restrictive? No, not at all. To me, it feels like freedom. Discipline isn't about punishing yourself. It's about making choices today that support the life you're building. It's about showing up for your commitments to yourself, to your kids, to your community, to your work, even when motivation wanes. And right now, as I complete a big part of my academic program, as I continue writing, as I balance being a father and a teacher, and a man who is still learning how to hold it all, discipline is what keeps me grounded. It's not rigidity. It's structure that allows for flow. But I'm also learning that discipline without heart becomes tyranny, even self-imposed. And the warrior must also know when to rest. The battle you're not seeing, the co-parenting battle, it's straightforward. Legal, tactical, I show up, I advocate, I navigate the system. But the other battle, the one about perception, that one cuts deeper. When you do public-facing work, as I do in spirituality, men's work, and tantra, people tend to project onto you. You become a symbol. Some see me as a healer, others see me as a threat. Some see me as too masculine, others as not masculine enough. Some think I should be celibate and monk-like. Others think I should be more sexually liberated. And the truth? I'm just a man doing his work. I'm not perfect. I'm not enlightened. I have wounds. I have edges. I fuck up and I repair. I show up with as much integrity as I can muster, knowing that some days I'll fall short. The warrior path teaches me that I cannot control how I'm seen. I can only control the clarity from which I act. So conscious action in 2026. What does conscious action look like for me this year? Well, it means choosing responses aligned with my values rather than driven by reactivity, fear, or the need for immediate relief. It means slowing down enough to notice why I'm about to act, not just what I'm doing. Am I acting to avoid discomfort, to seek approval, to control an outcome? Or am I acting because it's congruent with what I know is true? It means taking responsibility for impact, not just intention. Even when my intentions are good, I remain accountable to how my actions land, especially in relationships and leadership. And that requires humility and a willingness to repair when necessary. And sometimes it means restraint, not acting, not escalating, not over-explaining, choosing not to push a timeline or fill the silence. Conscious action includes discernment around timing and capacity, both mine and others. This month's invitation, the month of January, the month of the warrior, not the wounded warrior who fights from fear, but the awakened warrior who acts from love, clarity, and courage. This week, I invite you to ask yourself a few simple questions. First, where in my life am I being called to take decisive action? Second, what battle am I avoiding because the cost feels too high? And third, how can I bring more discipline, not rigidity, into my daily life? And finally, what does conscious action look like for me right now? You see, the warrior path isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again with clarity, with heart, with the courage to act even when you don't have all the answers. And so for this week, I invite you to the practice of the warrior's breath. Try this simple practice to activate Mars energy and cultivate inner strength. Either sit or stand with your spine tall. Take a deep breath in through your nose, 4 counts. Hold at the top for 4 counts, and then exhale forcefully through your mouth with a ha sound, 4 counts. Repeat that 9 times. This breath builds heat, activates the solar plexus, and reminds you of your power. Use it before difficult conversations, challenging workouts or workloads, or moments when you need to access your warrior spirit. Now, I leave you with a few final questions. What does the word warrior bring up for you? Where do you confuse discipline with rigidity? And what action have you been avoiding? And what would it take to move forward? With fierce devotion to the path, this is Shiva J, signing off. One last thing, a little PS for you. If you're feeling the call to perhaps deepen your warrior practice with other men, the Sacred Kings Men's Groups begins a new cohort this month. This is where we do the real work, not performing, not just showing strength, but building it from the inside out. There'll be a link at the bottom of this video for more information.